Have you ever wondered how a small act of kindness can come back to you in ways you'd never expect? Sometimes the one you least believe in can become the one who saves you. This is the timeless story of the lion and the mouse, and how kindness is never wasted. Once upon a time in a thick green jungle, there lived a mighty lion. He was known as the king of the forest. His roar shook the trees, his strength frightened every animal, and his presence alone made the jungle silent. Now, not very far from his cave lived a tiny mouse, small, fragile, weak. Compared to the lion, he was nothing. The other animals barely noticed him. And yet, this little mouse had one thing: a heart full of courage and curiosity. One hot afternoon, the lion was resting under a tree. The sun was blazing, and after a good hunt, he had fallen into a deep sleep. The mouse, running around in search of food, didn't realize where his tiny feet had taken him. He climbed on the lion's huge paw, then ran across his golden mane. And before he knew it, the king of the jungle opened his eyes. The lion's roar thundered through the forest. "Who dares to disturb my sleep?" The little mouse froze. He trembled. His tiny body shook like a leaf in the wind. The lion caught him in his giant paw. "Ah, a mouse?" the lion growled. "How dare you run over me?" "You should be punished," the mouse begged, his tiny voice squeaking with fear. "Please, O king, I didn't mean to disturb you. Forgive me this time. I will never forget your kindness." The lion laughed loudly. "You? A mouse? What can you ever do for me? You are too small, too weak. How could you ever repay me?" But for some reason, the lion's heart softened. Maybe it was the courage of the little creature. Maybe it was just mercy. He slowly opened his paw and let the mouse go. The mouse ran off, bowing again and again. "Thank you, mighty lion. One day I will surely repay your kindness." The lion chuckled. "Repay me? From a mouse? Impossible." And with that, he went back to his nap. Days passed. Weeks went by. The lion continued to rule the forest, proud and strong. But one day, while wandering through the jungle, the lion fell into a hunter's trap. A huge net made of thick ropes came crashing down, and no matter how much he struggled, he couldn't break free. The mighty lion roared in pain and anger. His cries echoed through the forest. But this time, his strength was useless. The ropes were too strong, and the more he fought, the tighter they became. The other animals hid in fear. No one dared to come close. No one, except the little mouse. Hearing the lion's desperate roars, the mouse rushed to the scene. He saw the king trapped, helpless, his golden mane tangled in ropes. Without wasting a second, the mouse spoke. "Don't worry, O king. I will help you." And then, with his tiny, sharp teeth, he began to gnaw at the ropes, one bite at a time, slowly, carefully, tirelessly. The lion lay still, watching in disbelief. Could this really be happening? The same tiny mouse he once laughed at was now fighting to save his life. Minutes felt like hours. But finally, one rope snapped, then another, and another, until at last, the mighty lion was free. The lion shook off the ropes and looked at the mouse. His eyes were filled with gratitude. "My little friend," he said softly, "I was wrong. I thought you were too small to matter, but today, you saved my life." The mouse smiled humbly. Even the smallest creature can help the mightiest. No act of kindness is ever wasted. From that day onwards, the lion and the mouse became friends. The jungle learned a powerful truth. Greatness is not about size, power, or strength. It is about kindness, humility, and the courage to help others. And so, dear friends, never underestimate the power of your small good deeds. A smile, a kind word, a helping hand. You may think it's nothing, but to someone else, it could mean everything. Remember, kindness is never wasted. One day it will come back to you in ways you could never imagine.